Hello, hello.
Good afternoon.
Hey, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Good, good. Did the sheet maker still do that stuff, Mike, after you changed the settings?
I have actually been working on some other stuff.
Okay.
I gave John Santiago a call. I had to work on some stuff with him, so I haven't been able to get back to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Cool. Let's wait a couple more minutes, see how many people come. When's the last time we even had a drafting tree? I think it was a month ago, a couple weeks ago.
Can't even remember the last one.
Been a while.
Oh man, I see like 2 months ago. I guess I'll share my screen. We get started in a couple minutes. Wait for people. Hello, Jessica.
Hi, Alan. Hey, everybody.
Give it one more minute and I'm going to start.
And we see your small screen, Alan, like you did last time.
Oh, again? Oops. How about now?
Yep.
All right, well, it's 3:02, so I guess I'll get started. Hello, everybody. So as I mentioned in the stand-up like a bunch of times, the G-unit systems, the tools have been updated so that they'll work with them, and they've been moved to this www beta tab. So the ones that were ported over were all of these ones in this G-unit annotation tools section. And from now on, you should probably just use these tools, even if it's a nested kernel wall system. They work on nested wall kernel systems and they work on G-unit systems. Now that I've clarified that, I think I'll just go through each of them, and please feel free to stop me for questions at any time. The X's, it works the same way as it did before. You could select a unit, it'll exit. And as I mentioned, it works on GUnit, and it works on a nested kernel. The same goes for the tag lights. You could basically select the lights that you want to put. Is there a question? You just select the lights that you want to put these glass tags on, and it will add them for you. And same goes for the tag in X. Select what you want to tag, and it'll tag it. In this case, you probably just want to do this side. And moving on to the block tags tool. This is the one that adds the oversized setting block notes. Doesn't currently work for the GUnits. Gabe is working on creating that right now, but I mean, it'll work exactly the same way. You get this user interface. If you run it right now on tags or on lights that are less than 40 square foot, it'll place them. But for the GUnits, we get these anchor tags right now because it's not reading, we don't have the right tag for GUnits. I'll just undo it. Any questions? Cool. So for the win load, dead load, I think before on the old tool, there used to be like a options menu. Where is it? So on the old one, you got this little options screen, and you could add options for like the offset, I think. If you wanted to add symbols on both sides, but I don't think anyone even really used this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did anyone ever use this?
I've used it before.
Oh yeah. I think you might be the only one who uses like these options, Jessica.
Well, I've also taught other people how to use it.
Oh really?
Well, I had people complain, or like Jobo once mentioned, like, oh, I have to do this one thing manually because it's like a weird shaped kernel, and then it was like, well, actually, if you would have used these options, you wouldn't have had to do it manually. But I think when you're doing Annotate All tool, I think it's fine to skip those, but maybe just keep them in that individual tool. Yeah.
At this stage, I actually just removed it. So it works the same way, except for you just point and click.
Yeah.
But if we wanted those options,
for pointing and clicking is fine. I don't think we need both sides for that. I guess, thinking about like the kernel wall dimensioning tool, which has the same.
Yeah, the kernel wall dimensioning tool, I kept the options.
Yeah. Okay. Then I have no complaints.
Okay. Cool. So that's how it works. It's point and click. It just saves you that you don't have to click through that screen. And I also am working on this splice sleeves tool. It still needs to be tested. This wall is too small to even place any splice sleeves, like need to place them. So move on from it for now. The order dimensioning tool, another thing that we're still working on. The families aren't done yet. So it doesn't work yet on GUnits. I think a couple of people have tried, but we're working on that. It works on the old doors. I know there's some issues with like the doors we make when we like have to edit the profile and like draw like the door as a separate wall. There might be issues with those kind of doors, but it should work on just regular doors. And the kernel wall dimensioning tool, I'll show that. It allows you to put dimensions on the kernel wall. And it's the elevation view or a section view. The same user interface as before, but it works on a GUnit now. Yeah, that's how it works. It just does it for you. And then the place ref tool should now work with the new method we have for doing our sheets and details. We don't actually have a standard yet for creating those sheets, but I kind of went in this project and like sort of faked it using Zach's tool. So if you look at the drafting views in this test project, these were created using Zach's tool. I'm not going to go into that today, but basically they're just CAD imports. And this is the new way we're going to do our drafting views. They're just overlays. There's no families of parts in them. It's just a CAD import. And we found a way to save the data that we need inside of these CAD imports. And so I imported the CAD files that we needed to create the drafting views, put them on sheets, pretty much seems like the same way that we would do it before. Again, there's no standard yet. I just kind of faked it. And I did that so I could use the place ref tool. So the profiles, I think everyone's familiar with it, but it picks up the profiles on a wall and tries to match them with the details you have on your sheets. So I'll just run through it. So you select the wall and it gives you this screen. It goes through all of the mullions and gives you an option. It now picks up the CAD import drafting views as an option when it finds a match. Oh yeah, another thing, we're going to use this G suffix now for the GUnit mullions, but the program should be able to pick up P, G. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go through and place the bubbles where they need to go. Place it on the sill, jam, invert, and the other jam. And that's that. That's the place ref tool, but now it works with the new way of doing stuff. Is there any questions on that?
Hey, Ellen, those CAD imports, are we able to modify those details in any way, or?
You will not be able to modify these, but the process will be, you'll fix it in AutoCAD if you need to make any changes, and then you can re-import it.
Okay.
It's actually really simple. Like say that you made a change, Ricardo, you would just go to the file after you save it, and then you just use Zach's tool again. I know I said I wouldn't get into this, but I lied. And then after you've made a change, Zach's tool will give you an option to replace the CAD that you had before with the new changes from AutoCAD. So it'll be a pretty seamless process. And it takes like, I don't know, 10 seconds or something.
And it places it back to the original location?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like if we go to the sheet, it's still in the same place. Okay. It doesn't move the viewport. The only thing it does is change what's in the actual drafting view.
There's another piece to that, because we have to make sure when you export it, it gets exported from the same point so that it matches up. So there's one little extra step, but as long as you do it right when you export it, then when you import it in Revit, it'll line up exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, but Steve, it seemed that there wasn't really an issue with the placement point. I just tried this with the way that W blocking the AutoCAD drawings with a random point. It seemed fine. Didn't really care.
Well,
maybe there could be an issue.
Yeah, it doesn't care until you line these views up on a sheet exactly. Mm-hmm. And then moving around on you because we didn't use the same point.
Yeah, could be. I didn't really test it a lot. I just, like I said, I just kind of faked this process.
Yeah, but like as an individual view, it probably won't make much difference. But we typically are trying to line these up on the sheet so that all the little dimension lines are in line and everything. And if we don't,
you're talking about when we do this part, huh?
Yeah, it's what happens within the view that'll get you messed up. You know what I mean? So, but we'll work through. It's not a big deal, but just gotta be.
When is that G prefix being added to the name?
The prefix where
for the detail. The G, I think.
So Zach's tool last week when I created this project, it didn't read G's yet. So I actually manually changed them to P's, but they're all going to be G's, I believe. I just changed this manually. But Zach's tool actually reads G's now, so I think they should all be G's in the future.
So is that big old text with the families going to show up when we print?
That's a Zach question.
Well, it needs to. It was on the shop drawings previously.
Yeah, it's just a lot smaller.
But we could change the text size or something if you need to in AutoCAD.
Yeah.
You're going to find out on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that family name was on the def points layer before. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the Revit details before, but it was just like a little small font underneath the tile block, and then it would only be big in the set that is like printed for us to see.
Yeah, not critical, just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all good questions though, because there really is no standard yet, and we're just kind of making it as we go.
Doing our first job.
I'm sorry, are we using the rep notes again? Since we're going back to use AutoCAD job, the rep notes like have the rep note border, the shape, instead of typing out, because in Revit standard we take out, I mean, we use the text notes. So are we going back to the rep notes?
We're going back to having the symbols on the details. So the details will have the symbols again.
Okay.
The general note sheet will get filled out inside of Revit from the data, but the actual details will look like this, like they usually do.
I see. Thanks.
Yeah, the gen notes will be done. Zach's going to make a program that does it, and it's not going to actually read any of like the parameters off of like Revit families anymore. It's going to work differently. Any other questions about this? Okay. So getting back to the tools, place one ref is the same as place ref, except it just places one. You can select a mullion and it'll place it for you. There is this option for if it's an anchor. This doesn't do anything. It used to work where it would like place it by the anchor. I'm kind of working through that, so I might actually have this tool pick up anchors now, because it didn't before. But I'm kind of working through that. Right now it just places the bubble. And I made a duplicate of the same one because I selected the same mullion that we used before. So the last thing I was going to show is this Annotate All. And this basically just did all what we did with all these steps into one tool. And I'll show that really quick on the GUnit system, and then I'll show it on the nested kernel system. So we select the GUnit system. It's going to give you a bunch of option screens. I'll just say something. Okay, yeah, okay. And then it brings you to the place ref tool. So you can place your references. I already did them, so it already knows which ones to place. So I'm just gonna spam place. And then it's gonna show you an error. Because I think it's something I added that gave it a bug. I know exactly what it is. And it's this splice sleeve tool that's causing it to get a bug. Should I fix it, or do you guys want to just take my word that it does all of these tools at the same time? It'll take me about a minute to fix it. I'm just going to fix it.
Yeah, let's see you fix it.
Yeah, I'm just going to comment out a line of code. And,
Yeah, it'd be cool to see the finished product. So thank you.
I'm just going to get rid of the splice sleeve command. Oh, I need to close this and restart Revit. And once we get back, it should be good. Yeah, Jessica, you've used this already, right? On one of your jobs?
Yeah, I've been using it. The only thing that's not working right now is the setting blocks.
Did you use it on doors too?
Oh, indoors, because I don't have the doors.
Gotcha.
I use it, the doors, it just doesn't do anything. But the setting block, it's putting in the tag for the anchor instead of the setting block tag. And I think that's because the setting block tag is looking for curtain panels, but now our class is like an infill, which is a generic model. So we have to change that family type.
Yeah, it does that for me too. It's just a bug right now. But it should work this time. I'm gonna do what I did last time. I'm just gonna say whatever on this. There's no lights that are the right size for setting to place oversized setting block. I'm gonna place the reference bubbles that you need. And then it annotates pretty much most of the stuff you need. And it'll also do the doors, splice sleeves, and block tags once those are all squared away. The only thing is, on some of these tools, there's more options, like the Kernel dimensioning tool. There's like options to place the dimensions differently if you have like a weird elevation or something. So in cases like that, you might want to do it individually, but I think most of the time you could just use Annotate All and it'd be way less clicks. So any other questions?
Alan, I just wanted to say for the block tag tool on this one for WW Beta, for my project, it's not working. So I've been using the old one. Do you know, like, are you gonna, well, because mine is in a G-Unit project, so is that just not gonna work for me because of that?
So I've been able to use it on nested kernel units, but
have you used it without the less than 40 square feet? Because mine, I'm doing the same thing as you, but I haven't checked that one off and it's not working for me. So I've been using the old school one on the WW.
Yeah, I can look into it. I can look into it. Yeah, maybe we can tag up later, sometime later this week.
Okay, sounds good. I was just wondering.
But yeah, all of these tools should work for the old nested kernel system. If they don't, then I'll fix them. It should be minor bugs. Any other questions about anything else, about the references, about the details, about any of the tools? No?
How do you guys bring in the sections? This these tools work with that?
Oh, on section views?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've, oh yeah, I should show that off. Let's see. Is this the right way to cut it? I always forget. Or is it the other way?
The other way.
The other way, huh?
No. You had it right. It's just the little tail was on the opposite side.
So go like this? Oh no. Oh, I know what to do. Like this?
No, the bubble goes on top, but the little tail goes on towards the left side of
Gotcha.
screen. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, these tools should work on sections. I don't know if I've actually ever tested Annotate All on them. I've tested them individually for sure. Oh, those are kind of small.
Your scale is set to full scale.
How do I change that?
If you use the section, if you create a section instead of a detail,
Gotcha.
you go back to the elevation.
Which one should I use?
Either one.
Okay. So let's try it. I'll just try Annotate All. Sure. So this is what you would get with Annotate All in a section. Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
I think you'd want to clean it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's good. I've seen on some jobs like these are like diagonal or whatever, but I can't get it to do that. So these come in straight every time. Yeah. Any other questions? Cool. I think we can end this meeting then if no one has any questions. I've showed what I was going to show. Thank you, everybody.
Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
Yep.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Alan. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. See you.